I think so. My this screen is visible to you. Now, previously we have seen the practical. In that case, in previous practical, we have seen the various types of machine in the laboratory, and that is visit to laboratory. And in our laboratory, in our college, these instruments are available in mechanics lab. You can go visit and check. These all are available there. You can go visit and check physically. Okay, and uh, whatever it not possible, you can we can take a virtual class and we'll complete the uh, your practical. Adnan Ahmed, roll number C3. So today we will start our practical number 2, and to complete the your manual, because for term box submission your manual is compulsory. You should take the manual from the library and complete uh, day by day as the experiment are completed. Okay, I will give you the answers. You will note down the answer also and understand it, and write down the answers also. And based on your answer, your work completion, I will give you the marks as per the experiment. Okay. Now today we will start the practical, that is practical number your 2, or that is differential, axial, and wheel. Okay. As many as practical we can able to complete, we'll complete today. When tomorrow is the extra class uh, from morning, you should join the class, and all the work you should complete as requested to you. Okay. So many times there is a need of lift the load depending upon the type of load, intensity of load, and other site conditions. Different lifting machines are used, uh, such as differential, axial, and wheel. While you are attending, don't live and sit at the place where the tower is good and you can able to listen. Okay, so many times we need to lift a heavy load, and uh, to lift the load we need a machine to lift the load, and that may be different types. For the selecting of type of load and for the selecting the type of machine, you should know the different machines. Here is the simple machine, the differential, axial, and wheel. Uh, machine is used to lift the smaller loads. It is used to lift the smaller load with constant constraint of space. After performing this experiment in diploma engineering, will able to decide the suitability of differential axle and wheel based on the given load lifting situation. So the relevant of program outcome for this practical is nothing but PO1, that is basic knowledge, PO2, that is engineering knowledge, and PO3, that is experiment and practice. And the program specific outcome is experiment and instrument, maintenance of machine, equipment and instrument related to the mechanical engineering. You can able to uh, understand and able to perform the experiment on it. The relevance of course outcome from course details, select the relevant simple lifter machine for given purpose. Practical outcome, use differential axial level machine to lift the smaller load. Okay, what is the competency you will get after the completion of this uh, experiment, that is uh, measurement skill. You will get the measurement skill. You can get the error estimation skill, and you can get the plotting graphs skill. So this practical is expected to develop the following skill in you, and for the industrial identification or the competency. The relevant to the effective domain, that is related to for you should follow the safety practices and the precautions. Demonstrate working and leadership team member and maintain tool. तो आप किस क्या आप क्या सीखेंगे ये प्रैक्टिकल से कि डिफरेंशियल एक्शियल व्हील किस तरह आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। आप नापने का यानी मेजरमेंट किस तरह लेना है वो आपको समझ में आएगा, आप कर सकते हैं। और बाद में ये प्रैक्टिकल करने के बाद एरर जो एस्टिमेशन में या एरर मेजरमेंट में जो एरर होते हैं वो उसको मालूम करने की सलाहियत आपके अंदर पैदा होगी। और जो प्लॉटिंग जो ग्राफ आपको बनाना है, ग्राफ रीडिंग से बनाने की सलाहियत आपके अंदर पैदा होगी ये प्रैक्टिकल करने के बाद। The differential axle and wheel, it is different from simple axle and wheel machine because of its axle configuration. Instead of prismatic single axle in simple wheel and axle, step down axles are used in differential axle and wheel. This machine is a better mechanical advantage as compared to simple axle and wheel. So in simple axle and wheel, there is axle, uh, the wheel is there. You can see this is wheel is there. If I will draw, this is the wheel is there, and the wheel is connected with the axle. So this is the simple axle and wheel. But in differential axle and wheel, it is differential is also used. The two axles of different diameter are coaxially fitted with the spindle. So that is it is called as the differential axle, with which a wheel is also coaxially attached. The effort is applied through a wrapped string wound around the wheel. Another string is wound around to axle and carries a load with the help of movable pulley. The rope on the wheel and the smaller axle are wound in the smaller direction, whereas that in the large axle in opposite direction. When an effort is applied through the wheel, the rope on the wheel and smaller axle get unwound but gets wound on the large axle, thus lifting the load. So, so this is the way we can lift the load. So you can see in the differential axle and wheel, this spindle is there, then ball bearing is there, and then this is the wheel. This is attached with the string P, and here you can see the large axle, smaller axle. Okay, and then movable pulley. So this is the figure. You can say the differential axle and wheel. So resource required, the differential axle and wheel. Uh, the group of 4 to 5 students are there. And procedure, how the we can do the experiment. Observe the machine carefully, identify the various uh, component of the machine. So we'll see video, and in that video you can able to see uh, differential action axle and wheel. Okay. So if you come to this images, you can see images also. You can see the images of differential axial and wheel. See this differential axial and wheel images. One is the this is the pulley, large drum, and small drum. So scale. This is the your wheel. So you can see it is uh, very clearly seen in the photograph. This is the differential action and wheel. Okay, you can see this picture carefully. So smaller drum and large diameter drum, then the wheel is attached with this. So this is nothing but your differential action and wheel. So you can uh, videos also how it is working. So how you can wheel work axle and differentials. So you can see here how it will work. So this is how it is work. You have देखो दोनों का एक्सिल एक्सेल डिफरेंट है. This is the different axial and differential gear. You can see this video how the differential work. Also, you can see from this video also. See how it is work, the differential action and wheel. This is what actual practical you have to perform. This heavy load we have to lift with this effort. You can see how the differential action and wheel is working. You can see this. It is working principle. How it is working. Just very small effort is required to lift the large small load. You can see here. So this is the differential axial and wheel. And the velocity ratio is 2 into d velocity divided by d1 minus d2. Okay. So this is the principle how the differential axial and wheel is working. So you will come to know that, and observe the machine carefully. Identify the various components of machine. So what are the various components of machine? You can see this is the wheel. This is the wheel. Okay. Then here is two ball bearings. Okay. Then large axle. Then smaller axle, and the string attached with the smaller and large axle both. So when we apply the effort, what happened? You can you have seen the video. When we apply the effort, this is in a, the string is unwounding from the smaller one and wounding at the larger one, and that's is the principle, and we are lifting the load easily. That is a simple machine in engineering mechanics. Set the machine and check the reversibility of the machine. यानी मशीन हमारी रिवर्सिबल वर्क करती है कि नहीं वो भी चेक करना चाहिए. And if it is working, okay, calculate the friction in the machine at zero load. Zero load पे friction आप देखिए. Apply the load starting with the smaller magnitude. पहले लोड अप्लाई करो, छोटे लोड से हम शुरू करेंगे. देन अप्लाई द एफर्ट फॉर ईच करस्पॉन्डिंग लोड. हर लोड के लिए हमको एफर्ट अप्लाई करना है. रिकॉर्ड द ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ द लोड एफर्ट इन ऑब्जर्वेशन टेबल. टेक एट लीस्ट 5 रीडिंग. Determine the mechanical advantage with velocity ratio, efficiency, ideal effort, effort lost in friction. And also you have to plot the graph load against effort and load against efficiency. So these two graphs also you have to draw in this practical. So how it is working principle, you have seen the video. Now uh, actual observation you should uh, carefully. So you have to apply the load, because this load W is the load. W is nothing but the load you have to lift. Enough load you have to lift, and this P is nothing but effort you have to apply to lift the load. So if you put the load value, if you put 20 Newton, and if you put here 5 Newton, then the it will be lifted. The load is lifted, and then you have to find out the mechanical advantage. So mechanical advantage is nothing but it is nothing but you know, load upon effort. Okay. Now you can find out the mechanical advantage. Also, the velocity ratio you have to calculate by observation calculation. The velocity ratio is same. The diameter of the outer bar, if it is 28, and the diameter of D1 is uh, 13.5. Capital D is diameter of the wheel, and D2 is the diameter of the small uh, that differential. Sorry, axle. So it's larger axle D1 capital and small axle D2, and the wheel is diameter of wheel is 28. Now you have to fill the this observation table. If load is 20 Newton, you apply the effort required is 5 Newton, then you have to find out the mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is nothing but uh, load upon the effort. Okay, load upon effort. So 20 divided by 5 will be the 4. Then you have to find out the velocity ratio. Velocity ratio uh, maybe 8.62 something. If you find out the efficiency, you have to find out whatever efficiency is, it will be come for your calculation. So you can find out the efficiency, that is MA upon VR. Whatever the mechanical advantage at this is 4. For example, a velocity ratio 8.62 into 100. This will give the efficiency in percentage. Write down this efficiency here. Okay. Then you can find out the ideal load. What is the ideal load? That is the load upon velocity ratio. Ideal effort is uh, PI. Okay, you can find out the ideal effort. That is PI. The PI is nothing but load upon velocity ratio, and PF is nothing but that is effort minus PI. That is effort lost in friction. You can find out that is PF. That is PF is nothing but effort lost in friction, and the slope you can find out P2 minus P1 divided by W2 minus W1, and then C is equal to Y is the intercept, that is the machine friction, and that should be written here. Then the law of machine is equal to P is equal to M W plus C. All this value you can find out uh, from the uh, your calculation. So likewise, you have to do the experiment number 2, and all the values you should write down uh, carefully. Okay? So just sample calculation. So that is the ideal effort. This is the ideal effort. PI. Yeah. For example, sample calculation we are doing. The first rating is 4 upon, sorry, this 20, load is 20, effort we applied is 5, then we got the mechanical advantage 4. Okay, then we calculate the efficiency, 4 upon this, we'll get some 46.40%. To write down, and what will be the ideal effort? It is the load, that is load is nothing but 20 upon velocity ratio is 8.62. Ideal effort will be 2.32. 2.3. Okay. Now the effort loss in friction. Effort lost in friction can we find out. It is equal to P is nothing but 20 minus PI is 2.32. The effort loss in friction is P is effort is 5. Sorry, P is 5, not 20. The effort is 5. Load is 20. So we will write here 5. 5 minus 3.2. It will be the effort loss in friction, that is 2.62. Okay. Now the law of machine you can easily find out. Here we need the slope. Slope is nothing but P2 minus P1, W2 minus W1. So you know need the another reading also for 30 Newton. If I'll write for 30 Newton, I can write the effort required is 6 Newton, and the mechanical advantage is 5. Velocity ratio is same. Efficiency will be 58%. Okay, and then effort load and all this thing you have to find out. 3.48 and then 2.52, and we can find out the slope. Slope is nothing but P2 minus P1, W2 minus W1. P2 is nothing but 6, P1 is 5, divided by W2 is 30, minus W1 is 20, which is equal to 1 upon 10, which is equal to 1 upon 10. W is so C is equal to nothing but Y intercept, that is machine friction in Newton. You can find out it is how much you have to write down the machine friction. It may be 2.62, and then you can find out the law of machine. The average efficiency of machine is, you can calculate the average of the all the reading, and then this results can be. Then the interpretation of the result given meaning of the above obtained result is machine is irreversible, because the non-reversible or irreversible, because it is irreversible machine, because the efficiency is less than the friction loss is 2.62, reduced by how many percentage you can write down. The graph between load effort is a straight line which indicates linear, and the graph between the load and efficiency is curve, that will be curvilinear, and write down. And then the conclusion and recommendation, the given machine is irreversible, and it is used to lightweight. Okay, so this the given machine is irreversible, non-reversible, because efficiency is less than 50, and it is used to lift a light weight. Then practical related question is there. Write 4 field application of differential action wheel. The wheel and axle consist of, you can write down the answer, where it is applied. So generally you can see in the uh, vehicle it is used for the rear wheel. It can with the machine is used with the lift the heavy load. No, this machine cannot lift the heavy load. And then whether the given machine is reversible or non-reversible, due reason. The given machine is non-reversible because it is uh, because it is uh, uh, efficiency is less than uh, 30%, or 50%. Okay. Then you have to answer the write the principle used in increasing the velocity ratio of differential action and wheel. It's a simple action and wheel that you have to write down, and then write a purpose of using differential size of axles. What will happen if the same size of axle are used? Calculate the maximum array as the efficiency of machine from the graph. You have to draw the graph based on the readings, and then this is the graph, and based on the graph reading, you have to draw the graph, and from the graph you can find out the slope and the constant c value and m, these two value you can find out from the graph, that is slope and the c, and that will be nothing but you can complete the law of machine of this machine only. So this is the practical number two. You can complete uh, by we will uh, complete the question answer also, and you can able to. Now the third experiment we will see. Third experiment we will see the simple screw jack. Generally, you have seen the simple screw jack is used for the lifting of the uh, uh, yani it is used to lift the car for the when the wheel is punctured. To lift the car, we are using that uh, simple screw with jack. Okay. So simple screw jack is practical number three. Uh, the practical significance of this uh, practical is uh, nothing but the many times there is need to lift the loads depending on the type of load, intensity of load, and other site condition. Different lifting machine are used. So simple screw jack machine is used to lift heavy loads with constraint of space. After performing this experiment, you are able to decide suitability of screw jack based on the given load lifting situation. तो अगर आप देखेंगे सिंपल स्क्रू जैक will be simple screw jack. By tightening or loosening of the screw, we are lifting the machine. That is called as simple screw jack. That is called as simple screw jack. You can see simple screw jack. This is the simple screw jack to lift the load. How this lifting.
हेलो सर, कहाँ गए थे?